Retro road test, Fiat Seicento vs Volkswagen Lupo. Two city cars, one battle. In the world of small city cars, two names stand out for their compact size, simplicity, and affordable running costs, the Fiat Seicento and the Volkswagen Lupo. Both of these cars aim to deliver reliable urban commuting, easy parking, and low fuel consumption in a compact package. However, they differ significantly in terms of design, driving dynamics, features, and overall character. In this detailed road test, we'll examine these two icons of the late 90s and early 2000s to see how they compare in real-world driving conditions, covering areas like performance, interior quality, handling, and value for money. Exterior design, form follows function. The Fiat Seicento and Volkswagen Lupo both represent the pinnacle of late 1990s European city car design. Though small and undeniably practical, their approaches to design are markedly different. The Fiat Seicento, launched in 1997, is the successor to the iconic Fiat Cinquecento. The Seicento, which means 600 in Italian, is clearly aimed at maximizing interior space while minimizing its footprint. It features a boxy yet rounded design, with small dimensions that make it perfect for navigating tight city streets. At just 3.34 meters long and 1.51 meters wide, the Seicento is a true compact. Its tall stature is intentional, providing enough headroom for taller passengers while keeping the overall length minimal. The smooth, simple lines of the Seicento give it a somewhat cute but no-nonsense appearance. It's the kind of car that screams practicality over style, with small wheels, large windows, and minimal body cladding. In contrast, the Volkswagen Lupo, introduced in 1998, takes a more refined approach. Slightly longer and wider than the Seicento, the Lupo measures 3.52 meters in length and 1.64 meters in width. While still compact, it has a more modern and polished aesthetic. Volkswagen's signature design language is evident in the Lupo, with clean, almost understated lines, a more upmarket feel, and a distinctive front end that includes larger, rounded headlights and the familiar VW badge. The Lupo feels more like a miniature Golf than a stripped-down city car, a reflection of Volkswagen's emphasis on quality and refinement. Its overall shape is more aerodynamic and contemporary than the Seicento's, and it offers more visual appeal for those who want a city car with a bit more personality. Verdict: the Lupo edges out the Seicento when it comes to design. The Lupo's clean lines and refined proportions make it look more substantial and upscale, whereas the Seicento is all about pure practicality and simplicity. While neither is a showstopper in the style department, the Lupo offers a bit more curb appeal. Interior and comfort, Spartan versus sophisticated. Inside, the differences between the Seicento and the Lupo become even more apparent. The Fiat Seicento sticks to a formula of simplicity and functionality. The interior is sparse, with hard plastics dominating the dashboard and door panels. There's a notable lack of frills, everything from the controls to the seating is basic. That said, the driving position is upright, and there's plenty of headroom, even for taller drivers. The controls are logically laid out, with large, easy-to-reach dials and buttons. However, the seats are not particularly comfortable for longer journeys, lacking adequate side bolstering and padding. The Seicento is clearly designed for short urban trips rather than long-distance travel. On the practicality front, the Seicento offers decent front seat space, but the rear seats are cramped, particularly for taller passengers. With the rear seats in use, the boot space is limited to a mere 170 liters, though it can be expanded to 810 liters by folding the seats down. The upright seating and large windows make for good visibility, but the lack of sound insulation means the cabin can be noisy at higher speeds. The Volkswagen Lupo, by comparison, offers a much more refined interior. While it's still a small car, VW has managed to give the Lupo a more premium feel. Soft touch materials are more common on the dashboard, and the overall design is more sophisticated. The seats are more supportive and comfortable than those in the Seicento, and the driving position is more adjustable, making it easier to find a comfortable setup. The Lupo also benefits from better soundproofing, making the cabin quieter on motorways. In terms of space, the Lupo offers slightly more room in the rear, though it's still not particularly spacious for taller passengers. The boot space is also a bit larger, offering 250 liters with the rear seats in place, expanding to 830 liters with the seats folded. Overall, the Lupo feels more solidly built and more comfortable for longer journeys. Verdict: the Lupo is the clear winner in terms of interior quality and comfort. It offers a more refined driving experience, with better materials, more supportive seats, and a quieter cabin. The Seicento is functional, but it lacks the comfort and polish of the Lupo. Driving dynamics, urban agility versus solid stability. When it comes to city driving, both the Seicento and the Lupo excel, but they do so in different ways. The Fiat Seicento is light and nimble, weighing in at just 730 kilograms. This low weight, combined with its small size, makes it incredibly easy to maneuver in tight spaces. The Seicento's steering is light, and the small turning circle makes it ideal for navigating crowded city streets and parking in tight spots. The 1.1-liter Fiat engine, producing 54 horsepower, is not particularly powerful, but it's adequate for urban driving. The car accelerates smoothly, and while it's not fast, it feels responsive enough for darting through traffic. However, the Seicento's lightweight and lack of sophistication in the suspension setup make it less comfortable at higher speeds. On motorways, it can feel a bit twitchy and unstable, especially in crosswinds. The ride is firm, and the car tends to bounce over bumps and potholes, which can make longer journeys less comfortable. The gearbox is functional but feels a bit imprecise, especially when compared to the Lupo. The Volkswagen Lupo, on the other hand, feels more composed on the road. It's heavier than the Seicento, but this added weight gives it a more planted feel, especially at higher speeds. The steering is more precise and offers better feedback, making it feel more confident on twisty roads and motorways alike. The Lupo's suspension is more sophisticated, soaking up bumps and rough road surfaces more effectively, providing a smoother ride overall. Under the bonnet, the Lupo is available with a range of engines, including a 1.0-liter unit with 50 horsepower and a 1.4-liter version producing 75 horsepower. While the 1.0-liter engine is comparable in performance to the Seicento's unit, the 1.4-liter engine offers noticeably more power, making the Lupo quicker off the line and more capable on the open road. The Lupo also benefits from a slicker gearbox, with more precise shifts and better overall drivability. Verdict: for pure city driving, the Seicento's lightweight and nimble handling give it an edge in tight spaces. However, the Lupo is more versatile, offering better stability, a more comfortable ride, and more powerful engine options. If you frequently drive on motorways or cover longer distances, the Lupo is the better choice. Performance and efficiency, economy meets modest power. Neither the Fiat Seicento nor the Volkswagen Lupo is designed to be a performance car. However, both offer reasonable performance for their intended purpose, with a focus on fuel efficiency rather than outright speed. The Fiat Seicento is powered by Fiat's 1.1-litre fire engine, which produces 54 horsepower and 86 Nm of torque. This modest engine allows the Seicento to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 14 seconds, which is adequate for city driving but not particularly exciting. The Seicento's small size and lightweight mean it feels quicker than the numbers suggest, but it runs out of steam quickly on faster roads. The engine can get noisy at high revs, and the lack of sound insulation in the cabin doesn't help matters. In terms of fuel efficiency, the Seicento performs well. With its small engine and lightweight construction, it can achieve fuel consumption figures of around 45 to 50 miles per gallon, in mixed driving conditions. This makes it an economical choice for those who spend most of their time in the city. The Volkswagen Lupo offers a wider range of engine options, from the 1.0-litre 50 horsepower unit to the more powerful 1.4-litre version with 75 horsepower. The 1.0-litre engine offers similar performance to the Seicento, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of around 14 seconds. However, the 1.4-litre engine brings a noticeable improvement, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just over 10 seconds, making the Lupo feel much livelier and more capable on faster roads. When it comes to fuel economy, the Lupo is also impressive. The 1.0-litre engine returns similar figures to the Seicento, at around 45 to 50 miles per gallon, while the 1.4-litre version is slightly less efficient but still offers respectable fuel economy at around 40 to 45 miles per gallon. Verdict: in terms of performance, the Lupo wins thanks to its more powerful engine options. The Seicento is perfectly adequate for city driving, but it feels underpowered on faster roads. Both cars are economical, but the Lupo's broader engine range gives it more flexibility for different driving needs. Technology and features: basic versus better equipped. As budget city cars, neither the Fiat Seicento nor the Volkswagen Lupo is brimming with high-tech features, but there are some notable differences in what they offer. The Fiat Seicento is as basic as they come. The base models offer little more than manual windows, a simple heating system, and a basic radio. Higher trims add features like central locking and an upgraded stereo, but overall, the Seicento is devoid of modern conveniences. There's no air conditioning, no electric mirrors, and certainly no advanced infotainment systems or safety features like ABS or airbags in the early models. The Volkswagen Lupo, while still modestly equipped, offers a more generous list of standard and optional features. Even the base models come with things like power steering, ABS, and airbags, making it a safer and more modern car compared to the Seicento. Higher trim levels add air conditioning, electric windows, and central locking. Some models even come with alloy wheels and fog lights, giving the Lupo a more upmarket feel. While it doesn't have the cutting-edge tech found in modern cars, the Lupo feels better equipped for everyday life than the Seicento. Verdict: the Lupo is the clear winner when it comes to technology and features. It offers more safety features, better equipment, and a more modern overall package. The Seicento, on the other hand, feels very basic by comparison. Safety: a clear divide. Safety is another area where the two cars differ significantly. The Fiat Seicento, being designed as an ultra-budget car, lacks many of the safety features we take for granted today. Early models did not come with airbags, ABS, or any form of electronic stability control. While later models introduced some improvements, such as optional airbags, the Seicento was never known for its safety credentials. In crash tests, the Seicento performed poorly, with concerns about its ability to protect occupants in serious accidents. The Volkswagen Lupo, however, fares better. As a more modern car with a slightly higher price point, the Lupo comes with features like airbags and ABS as standard in most models. In crash tests, the Lupo performed reasonably well for a car of its size, offering better protection for its occupants than the Seicento. While neither car is particularly safe by today's standards, the Lupo is the safer option of the two. Verdict: in terms of safety, the Lupo is the clear winner, offering more modern safety features and better crash test results than the Seicento. Ownership costs: budget-friendly but different priorities. Both the Fiat Seicento and the Volkswagen Lupo are cheap to run, but they have different ownership costs based on their build quality and maintenance needs. The Fiat Seicento is one of the cheapest cars to run. Parts are inexpensive, and the simple design means that repairs are usually straightforward and affordable. Insurance costs are low, and its fuel economy is excellent for city driving. However, the Seicento's build quality is not as robust as the Lupo's, and it has a reputation for being less reliable, particularly as it ages. Electrical problems and rust can become issues, and while repairs are cheap, they may be more frequent. The Volkswagen Lupo, being a Volkswagen, has a reputation for better build quality and reliability. It's generally more reliable than the Seicento, but when things do go wrong, repairs can be more expensive. Volkswagen parts tend to be pricier, and servicing costs are higher. However, the Lupo's longer-lasting build quality means it may be a better investment in the long run, especially if you plan to keep the car for several years. Verdict: the Seicento is cheaper to run day-to-day, but the Lupo's better reliability and build quality make it a more cost-effective option in the long term. Conclusion: a tale of two city cars. In the end, the Fiat Seicento and the Volkswagen Lupo cater to slightly different audiences, despite both being small city cars. The Seicento is all about basic, no-frills motoring. It's cheap, cheerful, and ideal for short city trips where space and simplicity matter most. However, it lacks the refinement, safety, and features that many drivers might expect from a more modern car. The Volkswagen Lupo, on the other hand, offers a more well-rounded package. It's better built, more comfortable, and more versatile, making it suitable not only for city driving but also for longer journeys. It comes with more features, better safety equipment, and offers a wider range of engine options. If you're looking for the cheapest possible way to get around town, the Fiat Seicento will do the job. But if you want a small car that's a bit more refined and versatile, the Volkswagen Lupo is the better choice, offering more comfort, safety, and long-term value.